So howdy everybody. I'm going to turn up my volume, see if my Yep, everything's playing good. So it's been a long time since I played this game. This is one of those games that really kind of first started getting me a little bit of traffic on this channel. It's been a very long time. I don't even have PlayStation online services anymore. It's just been so long, just I don't really do meta builds or anything like that. Instead, I just kind of mainly play for fun. I used to do PvP builds and stuff like that all the time, but I'm hoping that's not too dark on me. But anyway, we're going to play Bloodborne. It's been a very long time. This is one of my favorite games. So let's just get right into it.
Oh, yeah. Pale blood. Well, you've come to the right place. Yharnam is the home of blood ministration. You need only unravel its mystery. But where's an outsider like yourself to begin? Easy, with a bit of Yharnam blood of your own. But first, you'll need a contract.
Sorry if it sounds like I'm breathing hard and wheezing and whatnot into the mic. I'm trying not to. I got a new headset. Taking a little growing pains. Let's see here. Okay, so I can turn the mic on and off. I know where the control is. If I feel like I'm going to cough or anything like that, I'll mute the mic like I used to back in the day. I had to get a new mic. I lost my old headset. It's not a big deal though. So I don't really have a build in mind. Just gonna do whatever. Honestly, I'm probably just gonna do like what I used to do in some of my lore videos, where like I just kind of evenly leveled everything. Although what I'll probably likely do in the first new game cycle is get like 40 arcane and 30 in strength, skill and tinge, and get vitality up to 30 as well. It's I haven't played this game in a long time. Hopefully I'm not too awful rusty. We'll find out. That'll be fine. Standard base skin color. Let's see if I can. I always try to make my guys blue skin with green hair. I always felt like Dark Souls did a better job on making a blue skin character myself. Standard is fine. A little too bright. I don't like it like super neon green. Get a soul patch. Let's give the man some glasses. I've always loved the glasses in this game. That'd be fine. I'm cool with this. Let's get started. Let's play the game. It's been too long. I love this game.
Good. All signed and sealed. Now, let's begin the transfusion. Oh, don't you worry. Whatever happens, you may think it all a mere bad dream.
Oh, I get it. I don't really get it. Hello, friend.
Ah, you found yourself a hunter.
Welcome to Yusefka's clinic. So, as with any FromSoft game, a lot of the stuff is described in, item descriptions to kind of give you an idea of what's going on. So the hunter's mark, dangling upside down rune, etched in one's mind, symbol of a hunter. Focusing one's thoughts on this rune, a hunter loses all blood echoes but awakens afresh, as if it were all just a bad dream. And for those of you who have read Berserk, this, of course, is based off of or inspired by the Brand of Sacrifice. So we don't have any weapons yet. We'll get to that in a little bit. Hood warned upon awakening to the nightmare of blood and beasts. Perhaps its wearer had to stay out of sight and travel by cover of darkness. Without memory, who will ever know? Clothing worn upon awakening to the nightmare of blood and beasts. Not typical clothing for Yharnam. Perhaps it is of foreign origin. It is said, after all, the traveler came to Yharnam from afar. Without memory, who will ever know? Bandage worn upon awakening to the nightmare of blood and beasts. Terribly worn and unsanitary. A faint memory recalls blood administration involving transfusion of unknown blood, not long after the nightmare began. And trousers worn upon awakening the nightmare blood beast. So, what we can gather from our characters so far is that we are not from Yharnam. We come from far. I need a cough. Hold on. Pardon me. So, anyways, try to get pretty familiar. Pretty familiar with the controls a bit. It's not open from this side. We have a note right here. Handwritten scrawl. Seek pale blood to transcend the hunt. Things that kind of like eventually, for those of you who don't know anything about these games, they kind of eventually kind of roundabout way connect themselves, like different things kind of connect. Everything, the pieces fall into place to kind of explain the story, the world, and so on and so forth. And then, of course, you have like developer notes. Like if you're playing online, you'll have like notes written by hunters, other players, you know. And then basically just the controls. Let's see if I can still bare hand kill this guy. Gotcha. Still got it. Kinda. So we got our first consumable, which is our healing item. Don't know if it necessarily, can't remember if it has descriptions for consumables right off the bat. I don't think so. Not that I can remember. We'll eventually get there. We've got more blood vials. So these are perishable. They're not like the Estus flasks in Dark Souls. They're more akin to the moon glass in Demon Souls, in that like you have a finite amount, but you can always farm them. And they're really not that hard to farm either. Got quicksilver bullets. Guns will be coming out a little bit. Got more blood vials. Alright, so this is similar to bonfires. That is a checkpoint. This lamp now transport you back to the Hunter Stream. Upon death, you will awaken at this lamp. Got another viewer. Hello and welcome. It's been a long time since I've played this game. So, of course, we killed the Scourge Beast in the beginning, barehanded, but if you die, this is the scene you would get. Pardon me, I had a cough and I didn't want to do it into the mic again. So, anyways, here we are in the Hunter's Dream. I think the natural progression is that the developers assume you're going to die to the Scourge Beast. I mean, it's a pretty well-known fact. That ends up being, like, the cutscene makes more sense if you have died to that thing. This area, right here, that's more towards the end of the game. You have more developer notes to explain things. Of course, we're going to be doing chalice dungeons whenever we get them. Get the first chalice. This is our little shop. Trading blood echoes with messengers to buy and sell items. And you can buy. Here's where we could look at more item descriptions if we wish. So, special blood used in administration restores HP. Once a patient has had their blood ministered, a unique but common treatment in Yharnam, successive infusions recall the first and are all the more invigorating for it. No surprise that most Yharnamites are heavy users of blood. Quicksilver bullets, special bullets used with hunter firearms. Ordinary bullets have no effect on beasts, and so quicksilver bullets fused with the wielder's own blood must be employed. The strength of quicksilver bullets depends greatly upon the wielder's blood tinge. And then there's Molotovs. Explodes in raging flames when thrown against an object. One of the oldest hunter tools available in the workshop. Since the tragedy that struck Old Yharnam, fire has become a staple in beast hunts and is thought to cleanse impurity. Certain types of beasts have an abnormal fear of flame. This is important because for some of you guys that might be getting into this game like you've never played it before, which is a 10-year-old game, which frightens me because I remember when this was new and doing level 98 fight clubs. Anyways, this is one of your first hints on what the weaknesses of some enemies are, and beast-type enemies like the Scourge Beast, the werewolf enemy that I fought in the beginning, are weak to things like fire. Pebble. Small pebbles found throughout Yharnam can be thrown at foes. Quite thrilling. And there's something about the design of the pebble that you might notice, and that is that it kind of looks like an eye, and that'll we'll talk about that later. Now, we, of course, could get some armor now, but we're not going to buy this right now. We will buy it later whenever echoes are not so important. But this is conceivably the first set of armor that you can get. Armor is not really that important in the game. Look, this is just Fashion Souls, the game, if we're being honest. But the Yharnam Hunter Cap. Ludwig, the first hunter of the Healing Church, once recruited Yharnamites to serve as hunters. This hunter's attire was made for new recruits and has excellent straightforward defense, but not nearly enough to allow an ordinary man to stand any real chance against the beasts. Now, we're not going to buy that. We're going to get our own set for free in a bit. This abandoned doll will become important later. Not right now, though. Messengers offer you a trick weapon. Choose one. Trick weapons are wielded with the right hand and employed in beast hunting. Now we have our choice of 3, and of course we can buy the other 2 later, and I plan to. So you have things like the saw cleaver, one of the trick weapons of the workshop, commonly used in the hunting business. This saw, effective at drawing the blood of beasts, transforms into a long cleaver that makes use of centrifugal force. The saw, with its set of blood-letting teeth, has become a symbol of the hunt, and only grows in effectiveness the more grotesquely transformed the beast. And this is kind of like the first hint. There's some hidden mechanics of this game that are not really totally explained. I mentioned the whole thing with beasts and fire. Well, beasts are also weak to serrated weapons, and the saw cleaver is a serrated weapon in its untransformed state. The hunter axe, one of the trick weapons of the workshop, commonly used on the hunt, retains the qualities of an axe but offers the wider palette of attacks by transforming, boasts a heavy blunt attack, leading to high rally potential. No matter their paths, the beasts are no more than beasts. Some choose this axe to play the part of executioner. There's also a mechanic in this game called rally, which is if you take damage, if you do enough damage to an enemy in quick successive sequence. You can regain some of your health without having to heal. Threaded cane, one of the trick weapons of the workshop, commonly used by hunters on their duties, sufficiently deadly as a rigid bladed cane, but also serves as a whip when its blade is split into many. Concealing the weapon inside the cane and flogging the beast with the whip is partly an act of ceremony, an attempt to demonstrate to oneself that the bloodlust of the hunt will never encroach upon the soul. And this particular weapon also does righteous damage, because its untransformed state is a sword, and it does bonus damage to evil creatures that are considered as enemies to the healing church. And in its transformed state as a whip, it deals with serrated damage. But we are going to go with saw cleaver. One of these days I'll get control for that. Messengers offer you a firearm. Choose one. Firearms are wielded with the left hand and employed in beast hunting. We have a choice of two. Pistol made at the workshop for hunter stalking beasts. Hunter firearms are specially crafted to employ quicksilver bullets fused with the wielder's own blood, boosting damage against beasts. The pistol is a quicker draw than the blunderbuss, allowing for speedier responses to attacks. A blunderbuss created at the workshop for the hunter's line of work. Hunter firearms are specially crafted to employ quicksilver bullets fused with the wielder's own blood, boosting damage against beasts. The impact of this highly effective weapon counters beasts' swift movements, and its widespread is not on guaranteed to hit the mark. So, guns are mostly used for parrying. We do not have shields in this game. Guns are what we use for parrying. The blunderbuss has its use, and I have used it to decent effect in PvE, not so much in PvP. A notebook received from messengers. Leave messages with these loyal servants to share them with hunters in other worlds. So, this is like an online item. Messengers are inhabitants of the dream who revere the brave hunters. Use them to send messages to other worlds. Leave notes with messengers. Read the notes left to the messengers in other worlds. And write notes to reach out to hunters across planes of existence. Online use only. Cannot use this item offline. I used to leave a lot of notes, especially in the Chalice dungeons. We'll talk to him here in a second. To escape this dreadful hunter's dream, halt the source of the spreading scourge of beasts, lest the night carry on forever. Now, we cannot level up now, and a lot of people falsely assume that you won't be able to level up until you face a boss, which is not true. We'll be doing some exploring so that we can unlock the ability to level up before ever facing a boss. This stuff appears linked to the Nightmare, but there are no messengers. Let's talk to this old man. See what he's all about.
Aha! You must be the new hunter. Welcome to the hunter's dream. This will be your home for now. I am Gammon, friend to you hunters. You're sure to be in a fine haze about now, but don't think too hard about all of this. Just go out and kill a few beasts. It's for your own good. You know, it's just what hunters do. You'll get used to it. This was once a safe haven for hunters. A workshop where hunters used blood to enhance their weapons and flesh. We don't have as many tools as we once did, but you're welcome to use whatever you find. Even the dog, should it please you. This was once a safe haven for hunters. A workshop where hunters used blood to enhance their weapons and flesh. We don't have as many tools as we once did, but you're welcome to use whatever you find. Even the dog, should it please you.
So, Saw Cleaver is a really good weapon. In fact, will get you through the entire game, DLC included. So, it's untransformed state. It does serrated damage very quick. Like some of the favorite combos I used to do. And then of course in PvE, this works really good, especially paired with certain items, which, yeah, we'll be using. Using the transform attack. Now in its transform state, it gains a little bit of range, does like some straight up damage. Pardon me, I had to cough again. But, you know, gains some range, does some straight up damage. Nothing I think that does aim bonuses. But it's very fast and it has some range. But most people use it, myself included, for the transformation attack, where you're transitioning from one to the other. But let's get back into the game. Let's go back to Yharnam. Let's go to the first floor sick room. You'll probably be wondering why we're heading there first and not back to the lamp that we just unlocked. Well, number one is a short walk anyway. Number two, there is an NPC we can now interact with. By the way, feel free to interact if you wish. I have the chat up just in case. And I've got it open up on my phone, that way I can read and it won't be in the way of the screen. But let's talk to one of our first NPCs besides Yharnam.
Are you out on the hunt? Then I'm very sorry, but I cannot open this door. I am Yosefka. The patients here in my clinic must not be exposed to infection. I know that you hunt for us, for our town, but I'm sorry. Please. This is all that I can do. Now, go. And good hunting. Are you still in need of something? But I have nothing more to offer. Please, try to understand my position. I can only pray for a fruitful hunt. Are you still in need of something? But I have nothing more to offer. Please, try to understand my position. I can only pray for a fruitful hunt.
So I don't know if you can see through the cracks there, but that is obviously a character model that's behind the door. It's not like they just attached a voice clip to the door, which I think is pretty cool. So anyway, we got a new item, Yosefka's blood vial. Blood vial acquired from Yosefka's clinic. This refined blood, highly invigorating, restores a larger amount of HP, product of a slow and careful refinement process. This rare blood vial appears to be a clinic original. One moment. Apologies again. My sinuses are going haywire. Like the rest of America, you know, whenever that snowstorm came through, made everything super cold, and now it's starting to get warm and moderately temperate again. Pardon me. My sinuses are killing me. And I'm a truck driver, so I'm outside a lot. Got some Molotov cocktails, which is great. We will be taking advantage of those. So let's find this ladder, and we're going to talk to another NPC. Can't believe I didn't address the screeching beast earlier when I was climbing the ladder. And well.
Oh, you must be a hunter. And not one from around here either. I'm Gilbert, a fellow outsider. You must have had a fine time of it. Yharnam has a special way of treating guests. Well, I don't think I could stand if I wanted to, but I'm willing to help if there's anything that can be done. This town is cursed. Whatever your reasons might be, you should plan a swift exit. Whatever can be gained from this place, it will do more harm than good. Pale blood, you say? Never heard of it. But if it's blood you're interested in, you should try the Healing Church. The church controls all knowledge on blood ministration and all varieties of blood. Across the valley to the east of Yharnam lies the town of the Healing Church, known as the Cathedral Ward. And deep within Cathedral Ward is the old Grand Cathedral, the birthplace of the Healing Church's special blood, or so they say. Yharnamites don't share much with outsiders. Normally they wouldn't let you near the place, but the hunt is on tonight. This might be your chance. Across the valley to the east of Yharnam, you'll find the Cathedral Ward. Deep within lies the old main cathedral, said to be the source of blood. I haven't heard of pale blood, but that's your best bet if it's anything to do with unique types of blood. Across the valley, deep within, that's your...
Okay. The key to this game to getting some of the story is to exhaust dialogue when you can. Shut up. About to really test my skill out right now. Let's see if I can take on Fatty McFatterson over here. Parry down. It's been a while. Gotcha. Alright, so a little bit of growing pains. It's been a minute since I've played this game. So, Was it the cleanest job I ever did? Not too bad. I've definitely done far worse than this with these guys. More Molotovs. We'll start knocking on doors here in a little bit, but I want to try to get this little area safe first.
Is that
Alright. So we got one of our first weapon fortification items. So a bloodstone shard. A solid shard that forms in cold blood. After death, a substance in the blood hardens, and that which does not crystallize is called a bloodstone. At the workshop, these bloodstones are embedded in weapons to fortify them. We can start knocking on doors, although it won't be as important. Like, not everybody has something useful to say, but, you know, it kind of helps build a little bit of the mood.
Are you that outsider? Well, sorry, but I don't want anything to do with you. Trot along, will ya? Are you that outsider? Well, trot it.
Lazio, come on. You'd open the door on a night of the hunt. Away with you. Now. Lazio. Oh.
Okay. So there is a particular way that I like to tackle this little area. Gets a little goofy right here. We're about to be snapped by each other, guys. So already we're racking up on the blood vials, healing items. I see some more enemies that need to die. Let's go kill them, shall we?
this time's finished?
It's not so bad. It might be a little hairy starting out. Go. Blood vial. I remember struggling this early in the game when I first played this Cold Blood Dude. dramatic cough again. Drop a little cold blood containing blood echoes. Used to gain blood echoes. Hunters sustained by the dream gain strength from blood echoes. They imbibe the blood with thoughts of reverence, deep gratitude for their victims. It's basically like if you played Dark Souls, this is like the souls, like the soul of the nameless undead, or soul of the brave warrior, that kind of thing. Another bloodstone shard. More blood vials. There's a shortcut we'll be taking over there in a minute.
I don't reckon you're from round here. Well, stuck outside on a night of the hunt. How you poor, poor thing.
Alright, so let's go over here. Now don't let this big guy terrify you. He looks intimidating, but he's really not that bad. These dudes are easy to parry. In fact, they're better to practice parrying on than the big fat dude that I tried to fight before. So, I got another item. Common torch formed by wrapping a pine resin drenched cloth at the end of the long stick. Hunters choose torches not only because the hunt leads them to the darkest nooks, but also because certain creatures they encounter are possessed of a deadly fear of light. It's also really good as light. Pardon me. These guys used to freak me out. Mostly because for those of you that want a little Kentucky Rex lore, I'm definitely terrified of birds. Now, I'm okay with crows for some odd reason, because I kind of think they're cool, but when this urn hits its mark, the target is drenched in oil and made extremely flammable. Fire is commonplace on the hunt, and oil urns accentuate its effect. Sometimes when hunters burn beasts, they appear intoxicated by the euphoria of purification. We want to put this in front of this. So we will go up there in a little bit, but for now, I think the item description is the same. Yep. This one's a level 3 and the other one's a level 1. So we're going to try to unlock a shortcut. See, I'm running on a little bit of muscle memory. I was a little worried that I'd be a little rusty, and I am, but I thought I'd be a lot more rusty than this. Like that. Old man in a wheelchair gonna shoot us. Mature blood cocktail that releases a pungent odor when thrown that attracts bloodthirsty beasts. Precious tool in sadly short supply. In Yharnam, they produce more blood than alcohol, as the former is the more intoxicating. Let's see if we can't isolate.
We all know it's a fault. We know precisely who it is. Please, God, help me. I must. Please, God. Help me. I must curse. Be cursed.
This is a damn
Curse. This curse. This is a damn curse.
this curse.
Be cursed.
This is a damn
Curse.
stench. Smells like you, stranger.
We're finished. No.
I just wanted to have that in the background. I wanted to catch that. So anyways, when the hunt began, the healing church left us, blocking the great bridge to Cathedral Ward. Tongue-tied tonight. When the hunt began, the healing church left us, blocking the great bridge to Cathedral Ward, as old Yharnam burned the ground that moonlit night. The burning of old Yharnam, which we'll find out about later. More bloodstone shards. Yep. Stuff. Got stocked up on consumables. A lot of people make the mistake of coming up through that one end where I shot that first ogre guy, and then coming up through here and having to suffer through these guys. Here is an easier way to deal with them. You take the way that I go through, you can actually bait them. Comments. Hello, YouTube. Alright, so, now that we got that out of the way, that's the scarier part of this out of the way. We just come up from behind and hit these guys. Already we're stacking up on the consumables. I always felt like people over-exaggerated farming. It's really not that bad. I mean, just go back to old Yharnam, or just go back to Central Yharnam and just continue to beat things up, especially later on in the game when nothing can really pose a threat to you. Oh yeah, before we go further, And it fades as we get further away. We're going to go to the source of that music. And that's a nice little haunting tune that'll come back later on in the game. But for now, we have things to do and things to kill. Here, grab one of these. I think we already have enough to get a +3. I can't remember how much it takes. Also, that is a scourge beast that is being burned in the middle of the street. That's another shard. We're getting ready to come up to where we will be getting our first piece of armor. There's a ladder here, but you don't want to take the plunge. These guys down here can be a little intimidating, but they're really not that bad. Come on, Giggles. Still got it. Sorry about that. And apologies again. Oh no. What have I done? Well, that's not exactly what I wanted to do, but up. Alright, we'll put on our first set. One of the standard articles of hunter attire fashioned at the workshop, a fine piece of hunter attire that provides stable defense to anyone facing Yharnam's beastly threat. Recognizable by its withered feathers, this cap is fashioned after one of the old hunters. One of the standard articles of hunter attire fashioned at the workshop, accompanied with a short cape to wipe away blood. A fine piece of hunter attire that provides stable defense to anyone facing Yharnam's beastly threat. Allows one to stalk beasts unannounced by cover of night. And honestly, this is probably the most popular piece of armor. Most popular armor set because of the fact that it's on the box art. Whoa, buddy. Things almost went totally awry. Come fight me, rats. That almost got bad for a minute. Anyway, we got some throwing knives. Throwing knife with a finely serrated blade, one of the old hunter Henrik's favorite weapons. Does not cause a great deal of damage to beasts, but with deft use can distract attackers and keep them at bay. Uno momento. Apologies. Let's try. See, I remember there being items on these raptors. I don't think they're back here. I think instead there's that one that's up here. And that would have been where I was going to go. Thick droplet of cold blood containing blood echoes. Used to gain a larger amount of blood echoes. A strong will produces thick blood. Doubtless the product of obsession, a potent source of human strength. Alrighty, so those guys can be quite the headache. We will not be going up there quite yet. Picked up an item, the Bolt Hunter's Mark, which is a very rare drop from those guys actually. Dangling upside down rune etched in the mind of a hunter. The image upon this parchment allows one to envision the rune with clarity, allows a hunter to awaken again without losing blood echoes. A trick that seems nearly too good to be true. It's basically your homeward bound for those of you that have played Dark Souls. Nothing back here. I missed him. Whatever. I think we're going to open up another shortcut real quick before we... Actually, no, we can take him. And Saw Hunter badge. This allows you to buy a few things from Bath Messengers, including the other 2 weapons and the other gun that we did not get for free. A badge crafted long ago at the workshop attests to one's prowess as a hunter of beasts. The workshop is gone, and no group recognizes its meaningless badge, except the messengers in the bath, who understand its profundity. Certain things can only be entrusted with a hunter in possession of this badge, or so they believe. We're going to unlock another shortcut, but first and foremost I want to go ahead and get this out of the way, because this will help clear out some enemies. Those little green icons, by the way, that are appearing next to like the blood vials, that means it's going to my backup storage. So if I die and I've used, let's say, a couple, it'll refill back up to maximum when I respawn. So for whatever reason, there's just always sometimes one guy that lives through it all. I think if you don't have your camera aimed the right way, that's what determines who lives and who dies. Now, you can hear the dog barking. We're about to loop back around on some stuff. Still got it. A little rust, but not too bad. So we unlocked an elevator that will lead to another boss fight. We have pretty much all the area unlocked, but we haven't explored everything, and I want to go through every nook and cranny because we have a couple of NPCs that we can still talk to. There's some key items that we want to grab, and I think there's a weapon we want to grab that doesn't need to be bought.
You're a hunter, aren't you? Then, well, do you know of any safe places? I've heard I have. Shutting up indoors isn't always enough. Well, if you hunters got off your asses, you wouldn't be in this mess. You're obligated to help me, you hear? So what'll it be? Are you going to tell me you're not?
Well, we don't know of any safe places yet.
Yeah, I should have known. You're good for nothing. No respect for the elderly is what that is. That little good you outsiders do. Go on, admit it. You think we're all mad, don't you? Well, go and stop it. I know all your tricks.
We'll come back to her later. The lonely old deer. Let's clear out some enemies first. We have this guy. These guys I've been killing, these big, tall, lanky fellers, they can either drop bloodstone shards or blood vials, and so far it's been blood vials. Okay, we need to run. So that gets a little hairy. Honestly, I kind of forgot how that little area was. We'll continue to kill some enemies. We only have a few over here we need to kill. Never mind. Area where we killed those zombies. We have more oil urns, which is good for us. And we have more items down there we're going to grab. We're going to grab everything here in a minute, but first let's work our way from top to bottom, shall we? Makes it easier to kind of collect things. We'll be talking to the very last NPC, I believe, that we have not come into contact with yet. Okay. Now we're up here. First and foremost, let's cut this body down. Got that one. Let's cut this body down. Let's go talk to what most people's favorite NPC is, mine included, Eileen.
Oh, a hunter, are you? And an outsider? What a mess you've been caught up in. and tonight of all nights. Here, to welcome the new hunter. Prepare yourself for the worst. There are no humans left. They're all flesh-hungry beasts now. Still lingering about. What's wrong? A hunter unnerved by a few beasts. No matter. Without fear in our hearts, we're little different from the beasts themselves. What are you still doing here? Enough trembling in your boots. A hunter must hunt. What are you oh.
Alright, we have a new emote. We have quite a few like that. That's one of my favorites that I like to keep. That's the emote that she gave us. Shake off cape. Really, totally useless if you're not co-oping or PvPing. You know, if you're not around other players. All that being said, it's still fun to use. Still, one of the things I miss about being online. I thought about getting back online, but honestly, I don't know how active the community is anymore. If I'm being totally honest with you. So let's get this out. We got 2 bloodstone shards, some throwing knives. We'll come back in a little bit. Feel like crows. And that one too. Oh, they're both dead. Very cool. If there's anything in here or not. But there's a key item over down yonder. So there we'll get in a little bit. Saw spear. One of the trick weapons of the workshop, commonly used by those who dedicate themselves to the hunt. The saw, effective at drawing the blood of beasts, transforms into a medium-range spear. The saw, with its set of blood-laying teeth, has become a symbol of the hunt and only grows in effectiveness the more grotesquely transformed the beast. Here's that item. Madman's Knowledge. Skull of a madman, touched by the wisdom of the Great Ones. Used to gain insight. Making contact with the eldritch wisdom is a blessing, for even if it drives one mad, it allows one to serve a grander purpose for posterity. I always felt like there was another Madman's Knowledge that was laying around somewhere. It's been a minute since I've played this game. I've always felt like it though. Huh. I think it might be up here. Yep, because this is where we're going to... Aha! We have one more NPC we need to talk to. We'll get to her in a second. Pebble. Another madman's knowledge. This guy right here we can sneak up on.
Wretched outsider. Trying to fool me to open this door. Heavens, the depths of depravity.
Who are you? I don't know your voice, but I know that smell. Are you a hunter? And please go look for my mum. Daddy never came back from the hunt, and she went to find him, but now she's gone too. I'm all alone and scared. Really? Oh, thank you. My mum wears a red jeweled brooch. It's so big and beautiful. You won't miss it. Oh, I mustn't forget. If you find my mum, give her this music box. It plays one of Daddy's favourite songs, and when Daddy forgets us, we play it for him so he remembers. Mum's so silly running off without it.
A small music box received from a young Yharnam girl plays a song shared by her mother and father. Inside the lid is a small scrap of paper, perhaps an old message. Two names can be made out, however faintly. Viola and Gascoigne. Now, using the madman's knowledge gives you insight, and that triggers the doll in the dream to enable you to level up. But you know what? We're not going to go that route. We are going to go kill the cleric beast. We're going to take on our first boss. See how we do. various coins that are particularly luminous. There are very few uses for spare change during the hunt, but these will serve as guides through the darkness. Or one could save them until morning if it ever comes. So the thing about this game is there are no fog walls to delineate a boss arena. Not until you actually face it. One of the badges crafted by the Healing Church, the silver sword, is a symbol of a church hunter. Ludwig was the first of many healing church hunters to come, many of whom were clerics. As it was, clerics transformed into the most hideous beasts. There was, for a very long time before the DLC, there was a hypothesis that was Ludwig. That's not quite the case, what a lot of people think anymore, but as you can see underneath my blood echoes in the upper right corner, I now have 4 next to that little eye icon. That means I have gained 4 insight. Okay. Special bell that induces frenzy, which that is resistance to the lure of frenzy. The higher this attribute, the more resistant you are. This is a mechanic that won't really come into play until near the latter half of the game, about the midway to the latter half. In the meantime, let us go to Hunter Stream. See what's different. See, the doll is actually upright now. Consume insight and ring the beckoning bell to enlist the cooperation of hunters from other worlds. Silencing blank in such forms of cooperation. So this is basically your soapstone, your white soapstone, and your black separation crystal. Great old bell discovered in the underground labyrinth. Its ring resonates across worlds, and the first hunter used it as a special signal to call hunters from other worlds to cross the gap and cooperate. A hunter must use insight to ring this uncanny bell, but the benefits of cross-world cooperation are many. Hunters are linked by the resonance of bells with special encoded timbers. This inaudible burst disrupts such resonance. Fire to end cooperation and prevent further cooperation. Firing this does not disrupt the resonance. Sinister bell. Consume insight and ring the old hunter bell to enlist the cooperation of old hunters. So in case you are offline, like I am, and you still want to cooperate, you have I think it might be under keys. Yep. The old hunter bell. One of the resonating bells that cross the gaps of worlds. This bell is cracked and stained with the blood of beasts. A human must expend insight to ring this uncanny bell. The old hunters who have long passed from the dream, but cannot forget the feeling of the hunt, rely upon messengers to relay their thoughts. Ring the bell at their side, and they are certain to give a listen. For the night of the hunt is long and unchanging. And spoiler alert, a lot of the NPC summons suck in this game. Let us fortify our weapons using the bloodstones. We need 7 more. But we're on the right track. Now we still have all these blood echoes to use. Cold bloods. Alrighty.
Hello, good hunter. I am a doll, here in this dream to look after you. Honorable hunter, pursue the echoes of blood, and I will channel them into your strength. You will hunt beasts, and I will be here for you to embolden your sickly spirit.
Alrighty, so let's see what the doll has to say.
Did you speak with Gammon? He was a hunter long, long ago, but now serves only to advise them. He is obscure, unseen in the dreaming world. Still, he stays here, in this dream. Such is his purpose. Ah, the little ones, inhabitants of the dream. They find hunters like yourself, worship and serve them. Speak words they do not. But still, aren't they sweet? Ah, they...
Alright, let's actually level up.
Very well. Let the echoes become your strength. Let me stand close. Now shut your eyes.
Alrighty, so... we're going to get those up to 30, and then I'll probably be investing in something like Arcane and Tinge, and honestly just going the route I want to go. This ain't really going to be a build. This is kind of like, I'm going after like what I did whenever I used to do my old lore videos way back. So we ended up gaining like 10 levels.
Farewell, good hunter. May you find your worth in the waking world.
Now, let's see if I can't. There it is. I kinda... eyes on the inside. I remember that being an old school lore thing. By insight, make trades with messengers using insight. So, I like to buy everything that I can. And as of right now, we can only get these. Even though we're not online. Small bell discovered in the old underground labyrinth. Its ring resonates across worlds, and the first hunter used it as a special signal to call hunters from other worlds to cross the gap and cooperate. This bell resonates with its counterpart, the beckoning bell, ring to help hunters in other worlds. I used this one a lot back in the day. A bloodstained bell discovered in the old underground labyrinth. One of the resonating bells that cross the gaps of the worlds, but this one nails for misfortune and malice. The sinister bell is an object of dark thoughts. Bring it to become the enemy of a hunter in another world. Oh, those blood level 98 attorneys that we used to do in Chalice Dungeons. I miss them. Nobody does them anymore. So let's go back to the first floor sick room. Let's go ahead and get another blood bottle of PS7 guy. Ended up wasting mine on accident on the rats. Ended up falling into the pit of rats. And it was not very fun. Ludwig.
You're safe. Thank goodness. But I'm afraid nothing will change. I cannot open the door. I'll do what I can, of course. Perhaps this will help you, if only in some small way. Now go. I pray for your safety. Are you still in need of something? But I have nothing more to plead. I could...
Okay. Take the music box with us. Cool part is, with our skill being leveled up along with our strength, our visceral damage from parries went up too. Weapon scaling doesn't really have much to do with it. It does to some degree. If you have a weapon that's that deals with thrust damage, I think it'll boost it a bit, but
Yes, I see. But the Great Bridge is the only way to the Cathedral Ward. And during the hunt, the bridge is closed. You could try the aqueduct. There's a rather, how shall I put it, colourful area south of the Great Bridge. From there, an aqueduct leads to the Cathedral Ward. Not a place you'd normally want to visit, but I don't imagine you have much of a choice, do you? An aqueduct leads from the town south of the main bridge to the Cathedral Ward. Not a place you'd normally choose to visit, but not much of a choice with the bridge closed.
shut up. Let's go kill some fellers here. These guys are really good for farming up your files, your they usually drop somewhere between 2 to 4, I think. If I remember right. Send the elevator back up. And when we end up getting, if we end up dying, we don't have to wait for it to come up. Let's go kill the pig. box. Gorgeous game. I think I ended up killing everybody because I turned the camera at the right time to do it. I'm gonna kill these guys again because they can not only drop blood vials, but also start. As you can see, I'm one-shotting most of these guys now because I've increased my offensive stats, scale my visceral attack. So now we come to our first mandatory boss. The cleric beast is just a side boss, something to fight to get extra echoes and plus the church hunter badge. This is the first mandatory boss in order to progress the story.
Beasts all over the shop. You'll be one of them, sooner or later. First death of the run.
we're not going to use this lamp. That is a very fun lamp to use. From way back here. The doll has moved, but that's not important. We need to go. She has moved. We'll catch her somewhere else at another time. Right now, we have a priest to kill. What are you going on about back there? Be quiet. No big loss to gas going. This had taken a minute to get used to it. Smart idea to send the elevator back up there. Comes out. Let's go kill a pig. Poor people. Pulled pork. I wonder if I can do that thing where I glitched the dude into taking fire damage from his own fireball. I used to be able to do it pretty consistently, but it's been a long time. There's a certain way you gotta walk up this ladder in the camera. Let's see if anyone's dropped any more files. Got a couple. I'm out of here. got hung up on the headstones. I'm sucking ultra hard tonight. Tell you what, we're not gonna kill everyone. We'll kill the pig. See ya, buddy. Kill the pig. We did pick up a real there's some bloodbaths. I want them. Bullets. Oh well, whatever. Good enough. I did waste a lot of bullets at one point. Alright. You know what they say, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 3 times, well, you can't get fooled again. Give me that. Beating me up. Anyway. So we got the Eden Chapel, or the Eden Tomb key. Key to the gate that blocks the Tomb of Odin. Beyond the tomb, Odin Chapel can be found in the center of the cathedral ward. Only today the church is abandoned. Some say that the residents of Odin have all gone mad. And we also picked up, interesting little thing, for a jeweled brooch. A woman's bright red brooch, engraved with the name Viola. Perhaps the jewel is a gift from a hunter, used to change into a droplet blood gem that fortifies any weapon. With a proper workshop tool, various weapons can be fortified. Blood gem that fortifies weapons and adds various properties. Droplet blood gems are special gems that adapt to various weapon shapes. Created from a bright red brooch, this blood gem strengthens the effect of rallying. Quintessential hunter skill. Rallying symbolizes the battle-worn hunter who is often the only thing standing after a bloodbath. Can't exactly use it now, but we'll get it in the next episode. So the doll has moved. She's probably up here.
Welcome home, good hunter. What is it you desire?
Okay, she just repeats that right now.
Very well. Let the echoes become your strength. Let me stand close. Now shut your eyes. Farewell, good hunter. May you find your worth in the waking world.
Yep. 6, well, look, we got 6 insight, so. Now we have no insight, but that's okay. We can turn that back pretty quick. Hunter attire worn by Father Gascoigne. Similar to hunter garb created at the workshop, only these are tainted by a pungent beastly stench that eats away at Gascoigne. Father is a title used for clerics in a foreign land. There's no such rank in the healing church. The dingy scarf is a holy shawl, a symbol of the healing church from which Gascoigne would eventually part ways. Alright, folks. Well, for anybody in the future that may watch this, thank you. And for those of you that did watch during this, I appreciate it. So as always, guys, take care. God bless, and I'll see you on the other side.